The humiliation of reducing everything that I've worked for down to the lowest price, it shows that I'm in a coop run by the military. It's where they mince you down to you're worthless. So everything that I worked for, I think everything that I'm like really specially in tune with and spent time and experiences when it comes to counselling, when it comes to leading children, when it comes to looking after and being attentive to elderly, and basically putting a lot of time into my nutritional healing. It's all been discredited, but there's a lot of foul play that had happened, and the fact is I've been disemboweled, and all I can really see is that I may have some sort of liver toxicity, and I've got cancer, and I'm not being trapped like the laws apply to me. Do you know what I mean? It's a double tier system of justice. I am also being treated like I'm a little kid, and it is a form of human trafficking. It's labor slaving, and I am not a child. It's just I'm traumatized. Basically, I am traumatized because I feel like every time I'm doing something really good with my life, this family, the mother, the black family, are beating me and then taking it over for their honour. And it's like, I feel like it's a very shallow system of people being good looking, and it's like they actually got into a point where they've actually started violently doing grievous bodily harm against me to maintain an image of beauty and success and proudness. So they will maintain that they are a great, trustworthy company, and they'll put so they'll find somebody like Vanessa and they'll liposuction her and get her to start bashing me in public because they've made a little community where she's trusted and she's valued. And so if she's endorsing them and putting me down, then I'm suddenly not very valued by other people because everybody believes this social group that's just on a mission to outcast me of everywhere. And it's a very racist situation because at the end of the day, there's something wrong in the universe if there's no humanity for the person that's been victimized, and there's a lot of humanity for the very shrewd business group that are basically taking a lot of my friends as pawns of beauty and basically making a lot of people very, very vibrant looking, very, very skinny, successful looking with a lot of liposuction and a lot of publicity and marketing to maintain this image of wealth and status and glory. Whereas I've been marketed in a really devaluing system of looking like I'm a bludger, that I'm sitting around being poverty, eating canned beans all day. But I'm not. I was working. Like I did a pretty decent job in Australia of making my own business from scratch, which a lot of the billionaires just took off me so that they could make their own little niche businesses. And that's the hypocrisy of the situation, is that these people are trusted due to their money laundering, their skilled marketing, and they're hiding a lot of what's going on behind the scenes of the money laundering, of the scandals of hacking me to gain the public power in the niches and to keep me at a state of poverty. And it's a real story. These are facts. It's modern slavery. And I want to be free. I was taken out of Australia, and I feel like Australia should have some questions answered why they're building these empires of toilet videos underground, and I'm being trafficked and laboured, and the council just destroyed my life with a racial apartheid, and why civil rights don't matter to me. Like, you can't just keep saying it's because I'm ugly or because I'm poor. Like, it's not good enough. Isn't that the reason we have civil rights? I believe this is a class action lawsuit, and I believe my HIPAA laws were basically totally disregarded. Like, I'm asking, please respect my life. How would you feel if a bunch of military men just started gang raping you and putting you and then pulling out your genitals and saying these are tender wounds and then deciding to put, oh, let's escalate this and let's rip her vagina apart and open it right up like a canned oyster or shucking an oyster, that's what I heard, and it makes me feel really sick to my stomach. Like, you're really devalued. You're not even a human. They're taking away your source of spiritual purity, and it's terrible. I don't know, I think nowadays a lot of this pornography makes men fantasize about rape, and it's not a fantasy for women, I don't think. It's not, it's very devaluing, it feels scary, you feel very trapped, you feel like you're not a human. You're not even looking at you like you're a sensitive being that really connects to other people's hearts. You're just something to get off to, like to quickly like grunt away and get off to, and just torture you in public with these videos to maintain that these women have some sort of honour in our society. And I feel like it's such a sick way to market and value other people in public by devaluing somebody else. Because that's how they're marketing it. They've devalued me for almost 7 years, and they've valued Kiki for 7 years. So how is that fair? I want answers of why their marketing has always devalued me for so long now. And because I asked for years ago, I said, why are they doing this? Why her? My friends, family, friends were saying that, why are they always talking these other girls up, and they're always putting this negativity around your name? And I didn't get any media rights. I went and sat and read about it probably a year ago, and I looked like I've still got my self-esteem, and suddenly somebody just sold me off to be trafficked, sexually abused, humiliated all in the public, and stopped me doing my humanitarian rights to be honoured in any way. And I'm not, I don't know, I feel like this is some sort of patriot kind of thing going on because of the female genital mutilation. And it's terrible for me. Like, I'm quite a homely person, and I do believe in God. And I'm not, I don't know. My mum's really different. My mum's very much a Madonna type of person, and I'm very much a very, who was I kind of like? I was very much like a, um, hmm, I'm not sure. I can't think of any TV shows. Or maybe like, I was a lot like that Jane Yee girl. Like, and this, they've, you know, I'm outcast of the culture in New Zealand because they've got these books everywhere, but she's actually gone all around the world, so she is denying me the right to be part of society. And then they also got my friends group campaigning that I'm an animal. So it's like they're bagging my whole life up, and I want it back. I've done my human rights research. I had to do it because my rights have been taken. And then I tried to get into human rights law school, and that got erased, and they started saying I'm a child and put me in nappies. And I'm saying, at the end of the day, that just seems to be the black family's card for everything of how they're building their wealth and their public figure of society is using me in the toilet. Whereas the white family seems to be using me degraded sexually as a way to empower their life. And I'm saying, I don't want to be exploited anymore, for one. And the other thing is I've done so much evolving in my life to do with emotional healing and to do with an awareness of where other people are in their lives, to be able to, if I'm not a narcissist, I have to spend time alone to come into my own, to process my own feelings and to kind of detach from the other person. But I've still got sensitivity, and I wasn't being a psychologist, I was being a counsellor, which is somebody that's supportive. But they're trying to replace everything that I work for with all these women that are lower than me at work. And I'm just saying, but I've already done the time and energy into these things and the education, so why am I not allowed to progress? I believe that they are culturally erasing me, because not only are they trying to replace me with these Asians that are apparently exotic animals, putting them with my family, they're erasing me and whitening my skin to erase me and trying to make me somebody else in society. They don't want me to be culturally connected to my spiritual self in the way I am as a person. They don't actually want me to have the work that I put into my own life journey. I made really good choices in my life, and that's why I've got so many skills. Because I had to keep moving, and I had to balance my own life with my disability, with trying to get ahead in the future, but I had to still keep my feet on the ground in the present. And it's very difficult, because my life is complicated. It's very hard to explain, but because of the way I think and the way I am, I had to really put time and energy into building my stability, which was very, very normal middle class job to keep paying for everything. And then I was always had my head on the future in my white collar job, and they're trying to stop me doing this in the future. And when it comes to heart, I definitely learned in my journey that everybody has something that they're carrying that has wounded them or that has deeply affected them, and most people want to be seen, most people want to feel that somebody cares about them, and that's what they're making me suffer. They're making me sit alone with this massive rejection wound that nobody cares for me, which I feel like a real hate on my cultural beliefs. I don't think it's a very nice thing that they're doing to me at all. It's persecution about who I am and the light work, and just bullying me in this culture. I'm alone on my birthday, which is it's not a real situation. I'm a very social person, and I wanted to be social, but ever since I went to the call centre, people probably 3 years ago, they have not let me have any social life. And even back then I said to her, I'm really upset because they're doing all this bullying online. And she basically felt like she said to me she felt like I was being bullied about being a slut. And I'm not a slut. I don't know why they're coming so hard at me, like with my vagina. They seem to want to retaliate with such huge hostile energy, and they're traumatizing me that I'm a dog in front of the communities without any compensation for victims' rights. They also they're playing a massive power game. They're using sexuality as a way to gain public favour, and I just don't think I'm conservative. I just don't think it's a way to kind of lead the people. I just feel really devastated because all of my friends and family have been interfered with. I've been denied the right to any assistance during my trauma. And just because I've got trauma doesn't mean I'm not in reality. It just means I'm actually very, very sad and very, very hurt. And it's not that I feel trapped in a country where people are sitting here disrespecting me, and I feel alone, like I've got no one to talk to about it. Make me feel like I'm trapped in this situation where they're just calling me a dog, and if I go overseas, India and China have made BRICS a massive system where I'm a snake and worth $1. And it wasn't a democracy, it's just these people didn't even get to know me in Christchurch. They just kind of were led what to believe and given a lot of money to establish these 7 Asians to have a visa, this black empire called Black Diamond. And one, just collateral damage. In the middle of all these people building their empires, they've used me and my name and my friends and my family and my family friends and family. And that's fine. You've got a vision for your business, that's fine, but what's not fine is it's taken away my quality of life and my freedom. The speech is humiliating. Who sell somebody's dowry to build a massive McCain empire of wedding. So they've made a McBride empire, and so everybody gets to be an expensive bride in these car insurance policies where they're worth $250,000 cars and only worth $1. Or something like a $20 used up ladder, and it's not fair because it wasn't used up. They keep poisoning me to make me a commodity where I'm less quality than other people. And I'm just saying, why don't I get justice in this situation where these people are just dragging me around and degrading me and also not giving me my rights to be free to work? I'm not even allowed to be journalist because I'm too ugly. Yeah, and I've got nothing good to say, but when I'm talking, this isn't written, this is just me talking. This isn't journalism, what's happening here. This is me, somebody that's traumatised. I've had all my rights taken and all my friends have been bought off me through some sort of like diamond company where they're basically endorsing these other women to have better lives. Like she'll take a bunch of cleaners and make them superstar tycoons of housing and not let me have my own work and freedom. She's also been stopping everything that I'm good at. She thinks that everybody's more talented than me, but they've even poisoned up my nose. I can't speak with soft-heartedness because they've got this massive campaign against my heart right now, and I'm just saying it's very upsetting that you're all bullying me out of my heart by making all these men degrade me to silence me because they want to have a legacy of being these sigma males and have attached themselves to my life as well. And it's like, what about me? What if I don't want to be attached to these guys? Does anyone, so who gets to just treat somebody as an ugly act and put them in a KFC box that they would pay on? Because at the end of the day, she's robbed my whole life and I'm being devalued, which is a genocide, not being denied the right to go to work. There should be allowed an inquiry into these corrupt capitalist businesses that have been using my humanity as a way to have status, esteem, and as a great future. Like I publicly have been slaughtered, but privately, my work, I put a lot of time into my future and my downtime. Like, I mean, it may not look like I'm lazy, but sometimes I just sit and read in my past, and I went through a lot of mentorship, and it's all been kind of stolen my intellectual property, and they've also been making money off me selling parts of my identity or my intellectual property to the music industry, and they've basically been, these girls that are flowers, but that's a big part of a reflection of what I built in my past as my nature as my God. Because I love the beauty of nature, and that became a very big healing technique for me and the light of the sun. And it's part of my identity going to Lincoln University and meeting with different intellectual people that have written books about the grounding of our bodies in the energetic field to ground us so that we are really healthy beings that aren't holding on to negative electrical charge, that these things are causing, she believes, cause our mental illnesses, and these, to release this with our nature, by standing in nature, we become more healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually because our endocrine system is in tune with the ebbs and flows of the universe. So our melatonin system of recharging our battery and our sleep cycle, all these things are all in tune with the cycles of the weather, with the cycles of the sun and the moon, the day and the night cycles. Like, it's all our circadian rhythm, it's all intertwined with our health. And she was just basically teaching me everything about our lives, especially the Japanese way of life, is creating mental health problems because we're inside all day, we're in synthetic way of living, we're under synthetic lights, we're under synthetic television and synthetic. It's just not a real situation. If you go in touch with nature, you seem to be grounded back. Your energy ground. We are energetic fields. So if you stand in nature, it grounds your whole energetic field. And then we're all connected. It's very strange. Like, and people are saying I'm not in reality, but I am. I'm stuck in a traumatic event in the past, and when I became a whistleblower over it, I had retaliation and violence. And so they're not really letting me have access to justice. What they're doing is creating a slavery, and what they're doing is creating an unfair situation of pain and injustice for me. And the other thing is it's very important to me and my customers to talk and to be able to openly talk to people. And they're just sort of saying that because of who I am, I'm not allowed to be part of society, or that I'm not worthy of life. That's how they've made me feel for so long, and yet they use a lot of my intellectual property. Oh, nature is my god, and a lot of my creative projects they've been plagiarizing for 2 or 3 years. And for India to take my dowry like that is just like really unjust. And same with the bear taking away my gallbladder, it's unjust. It's violent, it's no consent, it's dark, web, backdoor kind of crime. And I don't have any right to justice. Instead, they keep me isolated so they can keep abusing me. And it's not what I want for my life at all, but I don't believe in being alone. I'm somebody that was taught in counselling to make sure you're well connected all the time. So what they've done to be violently oppressive is made these massive groups that are all part of a connection of social circles where I've been outcast. But it's everything that made me happy. And I was an independent person, so they're kind of holding me hostage, making me dependent, and not letting me be part of public life. And I want to know why. These men are holding me hostage. I don't need them. I want them out of my life, and I want my soul back. Like, I would never be having sex easy. I was very much kind of influenced into a situation where I was a bit fooled, and just making me, I don't like that India's been bullying me as lower class trash in my room day in, day out. But yet they copy the things that I'm creating and make them look like they're higher class society. And it's like, well, if you're such high class, stop following trash like me around. Which they do. They just follow me around with cameras all day. And it's like, so I'm trash, but you've built your whole empire and your whole structure on top of my family, like my legacy, the things that were for me, and love is an energy, and they're not allowing me to have access to humanitarian aid, but yet they copy the things off my phone, and then they will dress it up like they're part of high society and I'm trash. And I'm just saying, well, stop following me then, stop copying me, stop plagiarizing my work, because at the end of the day, if I'm such trash, let me go and be my own amazing self, because I don't feel happy being devalued in this hierarchy system. And it is a racist system, and I don't know who this Maori party is, but they did talk about it online, saying that this Charles is fleecing me to death, and I feel like he is. And to keep me in isolation, and this Japanese group blacklisting me and blackmailing me emotionally, and then banishing me with a toilet video is inhumane. Somebody needs to look at the humanity of what Japan's imperialism is doing to me with this blackmail toilet video. And I also want somebody to look at this black family devaluing me with this shucking my oyster and selling off my dairy, because it's very, very heart-wrenching for me. Because this is something that means a lot to me. Well, I wouldn't ever have sold my dairy. I would never have sold it. It's very, very abusive.